And on safari, have you been on safari in Africa?
I have not.
It's one of the
need
most
to.
magical experiences I think you could ever do in life, because it's so raw, and it's like there's so much natural energy out there, and there's so many creatures just vying for life. I think I mentioned this on the last podcast, where any critter takes a right or a left, it could be the difference between living and dying.
Yeah.
And when you're out there, you feel it, and you also feel like, as a human being, it's the only place in time where I've ever been where I felt like, man, I'm part of the food chain. I'm part of this pecking order. It was very powerful.
Damn, if they got to, yeah, you'd just be like, all right, they'd eat you for a while, then the buzzers would come in.
Yeah, I mean, there's creatures there that are dominant enough that they'll just take you down, and you sort of, even when you're in Canada and there's grizzly bears, like, the odds of running into a bear are really low. But in Africa, there could be a lion hiding 20 feet away, just sitting in the grass watching you, and they're so well camouflaged you wouldn't know it. And so it's almost like going through a minefield.
Damn.
And it's really exciting and invigorating, and it feels dangerous and electric.
Are the lions like barely any of them, or is it like,
no?
are they
There's
kind of everywhere?
in these wild parks, there's still a lot of them because they're protected, and there's so much land, and
Yeah.
so.
But I mean, like, do you just see animals everywhere, or is it like
Everywhere.
we got to drive and see if we find one?
No, you're seeing animals, especially the herd animals. There's hundreds, if not millions, of zebra, wildebeest, gazelle.
Oh, herds. Wow.
So there's these massive migrating herds that you're seeing, but hidden in amongst them are the predators.
Yeah.
And so they never know what's coming. You never know what's coming, and they're so adept at camouflaging that they could be 10 feet away from you and you wouldn't see it. They're that good. And so we were, one of the most thrilling moments is we were out at this lodge, and our guy went off-road, and he came upon 2 male tigers, which don't traditionally do the hunting. It's usually the females. But we came upon 2 young male lions who had killed a wildebeest like just minutes before we got there, probably like 20 minutes. Oh. And they were eating. They were laying down eating this thing, and we're filming it. I'll send you some beautiful pictures of blood all over their faces, and they're literally eating this thing raw. You can see them pulling the intestines out. Like, it's pretty graphic, but it's as real as it gets.
Yeah.
And this guy pulls up about, I don't know, probably about 40 feet away from them, and he parks the Land Rover in front of a big stump. And I'm sitting there watching these things, and they're just going at it. And it's just me and my cousin and our driver, and the Land Rover's open. So I'm filming with my video camera. He goes, oh, they're going to eat for a while. And I said, do you think we should be parked in front of that stump?
There's nowhere to get away.
We don't really have an exit. But he goes, it's okay. He goes, they're going to stay there and eat. They just killed something. So sure enough, 2 minutes in.
But then let's just, but why do it though?
Yeah.
There's no benefit to being in front of the stump.
Yeah,
let's just
right.
move real quick.
So sure enough, 2 minutes in, one of the male lions stands up and walks right towards us and stops about 20 feet away. His golden eyes, like, literally just, like, fixated on us, like almost burning through us. And I got to tell you, all right, this was scarier than the gorilla, because this is one of the few times in my life I felt I was within death's grasp. Like, I thought, if that lion wanted to, he could be in this open truck in about a second and a half if he just lunged at us. And I'm not kidding, my hand started shaking. I was like filming, and I literally got really scared. And I said to the guy, I said, dude, I said, move this truck. I said, I want to keep watching, but move it so that if we can go. He goes, oh, we're fine. I said, dude, I used to be a forest ranger. I know about nature. It's unpredictable. You think you know it, but anything can go wrong at any second. Nature is not predictable. So I forced him to move it. And he said, you don't need to worry. They're not going to eat anything. They've got to kill. They're not hungry. They're not going to kill. And so we watched them for a while, and then one of them got up and started walking. And he said, let's follow it. So he pulls the truck. We start kind of driving beside it.
Beside it?
And it's over maybe about, 15, 20 feet, and we're just driving beside it. And then all of a sudden it starts speeding up. And so he starts speeding up. And then all of a sudden it goes into a crouch. And remember, the male lions don't traditionally hunt. It's the females. And then he's in a crouch and he's going beside us. And now we're driving pretty fast. And we're driving along. And all of a sudden out of nowhere, like 15 wildebeest literally jumped like over the hood of our Land Rover. They just came out of nowhere, flying out. And we lost sight of the lion. And these wildebeest, and out of nowhere, this lion who had just killed something and wasn't going to eat anything flew out of the air, grabbed this thing around the head right in front of us, pulled it down, killed it right in front of us, and got up and walked away.
What?
And the guy was freaking.
Took it?
No, he just left it.
Get it later.
And this is from the guy that said they're not interested in killing. And that's what I saw in his eyes. They're just wired. It's all they know.
To kill.
It's because that, and it was so beautiful. And even the guy driving, our guide, he goes, "I've been doing this for 6 years. I've never seen a lion make a kill." And he was flipping out because he goes out every day and he'd never seen a lion take
Actually
something
kill
down.
something.
And here's me and my cousin on our first day here, and we got privy to this, and it was like, but it was so intense. But that energy and that intensity, it's just like it. I hope everyone gets to experience it.
God
It's really
damn.
raw. It reminds you.
Did that wildebeest make a bunch of noise? Was it like
No,
doing that?
it's sort of silent. It just they sort of get they crush their esophagus, and it was like, but then once they get them down, they kind of apparently, for those of you that it's so graphic to watch, apparently prey animals have a huge they go into shock severely.
So they just
And
like get flooded with DMT, right?
They sort of almost go into shock, and they say that they don't really feel the horrible death that happens to them because they just something in their system almost shuts everything off.
Yeah.
As they get torn apart. It's savage, but what happens in that environment is you sort of oh wow, yeah, this is See all the vehicles
trucks.
there? That's what it's like. It's like it sort of ruins it. Look at them all. There's 40 trucks there.
I mean, is he just going to let them all go? Yeah, there's 40 trucks. That would blow.
Yeah, it just takes the... Look at it. Like, you still get to see it, but look at that. It's like, you feel like you're on a ride at Disneyland or something.
It's just going to wait? Is it like using that to hide?
Yeah, that's
But also,
the
I
thing.
can
I
see it
think
like
all
he'll
those
stomp.
trucks interfere with the natural flow.
I can see the lion going, he's going to crush my skull. Oh, that one's done.
Yeah, that's what the male did that we saw. He just ran up and grabbed one and just dragged it down. Like, that's sort of what I saw.
Wow.
Like the power. And this was an animal that was 20 feet away from us, and the driver said we don't have to worry because it was just eating. But look at this.
Oh, the male has their crown like that?
Yeah, that's their mane.
Damn.
But what it does is
Damn.
it reminds you sort of the insignificance of humans because we're draped in weaponry and machinery and science. But if it just came down to me and you and we're in a loincloth and have a spear and that thing, you realize how weak and vulnerable we are. And that's sort of the magic of safari. I think it's important that we're reminded now and then that
It's way different than a zoo. You're in it.
yeah.
You're in it.
Yeah, in a zoo, you're watching a lion while you're eating caramel corn. I mean, come on, dude. They're throwing at chicken, which isn't actually in its natural habitat. So yeah, very powerful, man. Very powerful.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
Where you been and where you going? This is Ari's travel show, yeah. We're gonna go on a journey today and see what there's to see in this big world. We're exploring different places, seeing all different types of faces. We're gonna talk about travel today. It's you,